studio. It's your boy Tim Snow. Got another one here for you, man. I just want to say what's up to everybody here.
Yeah, boy, you a fella. I'll say you got me, man. That's everything I'm
I'm sorry, your boy Tim Snow. Takes for the Story Family Studio. It's your boy Tim Snow. Takes for the Story Family Studio. It's your boy Tim Snow.
Text per the Story Family salute, y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow back here with another one. And this one is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, TDC is a trip, man. They get worse and worse and worse and worse. If you didn't pay attention, yesterday I did a live stream of the Sunset Commission. The Sunset Commission is a Texas agency that critiques and criticizes other state agencies, right? Like it'll come in and find all the faults, do recommendations, do whatever the hell, critiques, you know. It's a trip. And no agency likes them coming to check them out. But in this one, the first person to testify and answer for him was Brian Collier, the TDCJ director. And if you watch anything online, you'll see that Brian Collier is extremely unpopular. People just do not like this guy. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't have much of an opinion on him because this is my first time ever hearing him talk. But he did say some stuff that kind of tripped me out. I ain't going to lie. And we might talk about that in a minute. But this story is pretty dang important. And I'm going to let it roll. It's not very long. And I'm going to tell you why if you don't catch it when they say it, right? And this is something they were not going to tell us, obviously. This wasn't public information. This was nothing. The Sunset Commission got their hands on it, called the man out about it. And now it's all over the news. And I'm going to give the news the props, Fox 26 and everybody else, because normally they don't cover stuff like this. But I guess I'm realizing they don't cover it as much as I'd like because they don't know about it. They keep stuff so secret, and they just, their reporters have so much to worry about. They can't stay on top of the prison news like we do. So let's see what they're talking about. We'll discuss it.
Fox 26 News at 9 starts now.
Only on Fox tonight, at least 5 inmates released from prison early due to medical issues are now wanted fugitives.
Fox 26 Randy Wallace joining us live from downtown with the exclusive. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony, now the question the Texas Department of Criminal Justice has to answer tonight, how do you lose track of inmates who are supposed to be gravely ill?
I've never seen anything like this before.
Every decade, the State Sunset Advisory Commission audits different state agencies. A deep dive into the Texas Department of Criminal Justice brought a strange dilemma to light. It involves prison inmates who are released early due to terminal illnesses.
You got to be kidding me. How do you go from getting released when you're supposedly on death's door to now we don't even know where you are?
The Sunset Commission found as of the third quarter and fiscal year 2024, 5 medically recommended intensive supervision releasees had absconded, which means TDCJ cannot locate the releasees because they have left their approved residence. Conversely, inmates have died from their conditions shortly after they have been denied MRIS, and others have been approved for MRIS only to die before release.
What are their offenses? What are you doing to find them? You know, should the public be notified?
TDCJ won't give us any info about the wanted inmates, including their names. During a Sunset Commission hearing in Austin, State Representative Lacey Hull pressed TDCJ Chairman Brian Collier for more info.
How many in total offenders released on medical parole do we not know like the location for and have absconded?
I can get you numbers and I can go back roughly 10 years.
This isn't the first time TDCJ has lost track of an inmate claiming to be gravely ill. In 1998, Stephen J. Russell was granted a special medical parole, but his disease was bogus. He ended up going back to prison after trying to fake his own death. TDCJ told us.
So there you have it right there. She called him out about it, asked him how many there are instead of answering. He said, I can get you those numbers. But my man, as the director of this prison system, you should know those numbers. Those numbers should be burned into your brain because that's basically 5 escapes that you have not told anybody about. Do you notice that they're not telling the news media what these men are in there for? And here's why it's a big deal, right? Because 2 reasons. Either they faked their illness, just like that guy they said right there did. Will they beat the system, walked out on a compassionate release? Or here's the other possibility. Maybe they really are about to die. Maybe they are violent criminals with enemies. Maybe somebody testified on them. Maybe they want to go back and get their victim. Maybe they're sex offenders. They're going to RAP people. Maybe they're going to rob folks. Maybe they're going to do anything. Hey, if you're about to die, what's going to stop you anyway from doing whatever you want? Makes you just a little bit more dangerous, don't y'all think? Like, this is pathetic that they will not release who these men are. They're not releasing their pictures. They're not doing nothing. Why are they not treating this as an escape? And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's literally embarrassing. Okay, this is different than a normal parole violation, somebody that took off and they can't find them on parole. Because these are 5 men that were not supposed to make parole. These are 5 men that did not get granted parole for good behavior, for appropriate time served, none of that. These are 5 men that were going to stay in prison. 5 men that were supposed to still be there. But the state of Texas gave them compassionate release because they didn't want to continue paying for their medical treatment and they didn't want to have to pay for their funeral. That's all that's about. If you're dying with cancer, with HIV, and you're terminal, they're going to let you go home because they don't want to foot the bill no more. And that's all it's about. I'll tell you a personal story. When I was in Beaumont, there was a man, he was an older guy, short, white guy. Anybody that was at the medium will remember this dude because he was the one that was on American Greed, right? The TV show. I think he had duped people for hundreds of $1 millions on fake shopping malls or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But the man had literally been approved for compassionate release because he was terminally ill with cancer. And right before he was getting ready to go home, they announced that he was in remission and he had to stay. Imagine that. He was on a life sentence, about to walk out them gates and die a free man. Instead, he had cancer remission and had to live in prison for the rest of his life. I want y'all to tell me in the comments, what would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer to go home and die a free man shortly after you're released? Or would you rather keep living in prison in remission for the rest of your life? That's a tough question right there. Honestly, I think I would have rather his age and his time in life. He was an older man. I think I would have rather just went home and died free. So with these 5 people missing here, this is literally a dangerous situation. Technically, they're not going to call it escape because they were on parole. But I'm going to say here, that's an escape. All right. Because it's possible all 5 of them beat the system. They're sitting there saying they got the compassionate release wrong, not giving it to people that died, giving it to people and they died before they even let them out. And now they got these 5 people on the run. Somebody needs to raise some hell, y'all. Tell Brian Collier if y'all got Brian Collier's email. Matter of fact, I know a bunch of y'all do. Y'all probably need to email Brian Collier and tell him we need those 5 people released. Their names, their pictures. Come on, dog. This is embarrassing as hell for the Texas prison system. And, hey, I ain't no police officer. I ain't just trying to get 5 people caught or nothing like that. But I got to point out the failures of these people. You can't believe nothing they say. You can't trust the system. It's dirty from top to bottom. And it's a damn shame. But I tell you what, I just hope that everybody's life ain't in jeopardy. I hope a bunch of people ain't fixing to get sexually assaulted. Hope none of that crazy stuff is going on, right? Because we now have 5 people that are just unaccounted for, that were never supposed to be out in the first place. So it's a crazy situation, y'all.